In a quaint village surrounded by lush fields and rolling hills, there lived a young maiden named Amina. Her father, Idris, was a dedicated farmer, and her mother, Zara, sold their farm's produce at the village market. Amina had two younger siblings, Hassan and Laila, and despite their hard work, the family often struggled to make ends meet. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Amina overheard her parents speaking in hushed tones by the dim light of their humble home. "We have no other option, Zara," Idris said, his voice heavy with sorrow. "The debts are overwhelming us. Marrying Amina to the wealthy merchant will secure our family's future." Zara's eyes filled with tears. "I know, but he is an old man. How can we send our daughter away like this?" Amina's heart sank as she listened to their conversation. Determined not to be sold into a life of misery, she decided to flee. That night, under the cover of darkness, she left her home and ran towards the forest, her heart pounding with fear and uncertainty. As she reached the edge of a swift and deep river, exhaustion overtook her. Desperate and overwhelmed, Amina collapsed on the riverbank, her tears mingling with the flowing water. In her despair, she didn't notice the river's current growing stronger, pulling her into their depths. Just as she felt the cold waters closing over her, a gentle but powerful force lifted her from the river. Amina found herself cradled in the arms of a luminous being, a goddess with hair like flowing water and eyes like the moonlit sea. "Do not fear, child," the river goddess spoke, her voice as soothing as the river's murmur. "I am Nayara, the guardian of these waters. Your sorrow has called me." Amina, awestruck and trembling, could only nod. "Please help me," she whispered. Nayara smiled kindly. "You have a pure heart, Amina. I will help you, but you must trust in the path that lies ahead." With a wave of her hand, the goddess enveloped Amina in a warm, glowing light. When the light faded, Amina found herself on the riverbank, safe and dry. Nayara led her to a hidden village deeper in the forest, where kind-hearted people welcomed her with open arms. Days turned into weeks and Amina flourished in the hidden village. She discovered a talent for weaving, creating beautiful fabrics that were sought after far and wide. Her skills brought prosperity to the village and provided her with a sense of purpose and belonging. A crowned prince named Amir often disguised himself as a humble poor man to go hunting in the forest. One day, while on one of his excursions, he encountered Amina on her way back from the farm. Struck by her beauty and grace, Amir fell in love with her at first sight. Over time, they became friends and met regularly in the forest, though Amina never knew Amir's true identity. Their bond grew stronger with each meeting, and they found solace and joy in each other's company. However, tragedy struck when Amir suddenly fell gravely ill. The royal physicians were baffled, unable to cure him. Desperate, the king sought the advice of an old, wise woman who lived in the forest. The prince's ailment is rare, she said. Only a potion made from the mystical herbs that grow along the banks of the sacred river can save him. You have 7 days to obtain it, or he will perish. News of the prince's condition spread, reaching the ears of Amina. She was shocked to find out from the picture frame that her young, humble lover is the crowned prince. Remembering her encounter with Nayara, the river goddess, she realized she might be able to help. Determined to save her friend, she returned to the river and called out to the goddess. Nayara, please hear me, Amina cried. My friend, who is very dear to me, is dying. I need the herbs from your sacred river to save him. The waters of the river shimmered, and Nayara appeared before her. Amina, your courage and kindness have not gone unnoticed. I will help you, but you must be careful. With a wave of her hand, Nayara revealed the location of the mystical herbs. Amina carefully gathered them, thanking the goddess profusely. She then rushed back to the palace, where the wise woman prepared the potion. As Amir lay on his bed, weak and pale, Amina administered the potion. Slowly, his color returned and his strength began to revive. Within hours, he opened his eyes and smiled weakly at Amina. You saved me, he whispered. Tears of joy filled Amina's eyes. I could not bear to lose you, she replied. As Amir regained his strength, he revealed his true identity to Amina. Relieved, Amina realized their love transcended their different worlds. The king, grateful for Amina's role in saving his son, welcomed her with open arms. Back in her home village, Idris and Zara were racked with guilt and worry over Amina's disappearance. Their farm languished and their hearts grew heavy with the burden of their loss. One fateful day, they received a letter inviting them to the palace. On getting to the palace, they saw their beautiful daughter, Amina, her face radiant with happiness. Amina welcomed them with open arms. She understood the pressure her parents were under due to the debts that led them to wanting to marry her to the old merchant. In order to clear off the debt, Amir and Amina's love blossomed and soon they were wed in a grand ceremony, attended by the entire kingdom. Amina's family, now free from the burden of debt, live in the palace. Their lives forever changed. Amina and Amir ruled with wisdom and compassion, their love a beacon of hope and prosperity for their people. And every year they visited the sacred river to offer thanks to Nayara, the goddess who had brought them together and saved them. In the end, Amina's courage and kindness had not only saved a life, but had also brought joy and prosperity to her family and kingdom. They lived happily ever after, their hearts forever intertwined by faith and the blessings of the river goddess.